What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my experience being an L&D nurse for 2.5 weeks now. If you're new here, welcome. Come on in. I'm Ashley. I'm a new nursing school graduate, so I'm just documenting my journey starting out. If you're thinking about nursing school or you're getting ready to finish nursing school, this would definitely be a good series for you to watch, just so you can kind of see what you'll be may experience when you're done with school. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And those of you who are coming back, well, welcome back to my channel. And I know that you guys are probably like, when is this girl gonna upload her update or whatever? Like, I've been so busy and stressed out. Like, it's crazy. Okay, so sorry, I just ate lunch. I wanted to go to a cute Mexican restaurant here and have like a cute little background with scenery, have my little margarita while I tell y'all about all of this juicy content. But when I say I don't even want to leave the house, I'm exhausted and I'm very frustrated, to be honest. Okay, so my very first week of being brought on to this hospital, I'm not going to say the name, but the very first week we were responsible for online things. So we did a lot of online training, just going over hospital policies, just like, you know, regular little modules and things like that. And then we also went in one day to be trained on, we had restraints training. So we did that. So then that Sunday was my very first day on the floor. And I assumed that with me being a new graduate coming from out of state, fresh out of nursing school, never had a nursing job, never worked as a tech in OBGYN or OB or any type of women's health, I never was a tech. So I just assumed that there would be a period of shadowing, and it's not. My very first day I was charting, we had a vaginal delivery, and I learned very soon that first day that I wasn't gonna get the training that I was expecting. So one thing I can say to the new grads who are still looking for a job, or those of you who are interviewing for jobs that may be graduating in May, definitely ask the recruiter, the manager, or whoever that's in contact with you about your position. Ask them how the training is going to be within the graduate nurse program, because like my unit, I can already tell it's sink or swim. And that's very scary being a new graduate. And you know, this is my license. I worked hard as hell for this license. I don't want to do anything or put myself in any type of situation that would jeopardize that. I don't feel like I've been put in a position like that thus far, but I just have a regret of not being fully aware of what the training was going to be like for me being a new graduate. I just assumed things, and that's not the case here. So definitely you don't want to have yourself in this position as well. So myself, along with another lady, we started at the same time. She's actually from out of state as well. She's from Kentucky, very small town. So a lot of the things that I'm already aware of are skills that I was able to practice, she has not. So imagine just going through nursing school. First of all, we've been in school during COVID. So depending on where you're from, your school, your teacher, things of that sort, you may or may not have been able to have had the opportunity to practice certain skills on a real person. I have had the opportunity to do a lot of things, and she hasn't. So like the girl that I'm with, she is so miserable. I feel so bad for her. Like, she goes home crying every day, and it's only been 2.5 weeks. But when I tell y'all, it has been crazy. It's been crazy. So my preceptor and I, so the way they have our schedules planned out, me and her are like doing different things every week. So that way we're not like fighting for patients, like laboring patients. It may just be one, and then the other person is sitting there. So the first 3 weeks she's doing labors and I'm doing C-sections. So yeah, it's just a lot. I'm really trying to figure out how I want to just say this stuff without scaring any new graduates, but let me tell you, it's definitely way different from nursing school, just because, you know, in nursing school, the OB section is like the shortest section, no matter what school it is. You don't spend a ton of time on these things. So it's just frustrating that I feel like I'm expected to know certain things. And it's like, if you haven't trained me on this, we didn't go over this in school in depth, how would I just know, you know, certain things? So, yeah. I'm really just trying to get my thoughts together, y'all. And I'm really just trying to be authentic and not just like feel like I'm reading from a script or something. I just want to speak from my heart. So if it's like a little bit choppy, if you're like, okay, what's she finna say? Just bear with me, because I'm very frustrated. Like, I don't know anybody here. Like, you know, I'm from St. Louis. My husband is stationed here at Fort Bliss in El Paso. So I'm not with any family, no friends. I have nobody here. So to have a work environment where I feel like it's not going to be, it's not what I expected, it's hard, because I feel like I have nobody to really talk to when at the end of the day, when I have, you know, these rough days or these, you know, thoughts of like really just second guessing myself, honestly. It's mentally and emotionally draining. So like, so I started that Sunday. We briefly went over like how to chart the contraction strips. So I think it's maybe the same way with any facility with labor and delivery. So if a mom is on Pitocin, you're going to chart every 15 minutes on fetal heart rate and contraction pattern. If she's not, then it's every 30 minutes. So my patient was not on Pitocin, so I had to chart every 30 minutes. But as a new grad, and then also having not seen this stuff since like early last year or whatever, it was hard to like decipher what truly was a contraction versus what was artifact. So I think not having that basic foundation and understanding is what's making it hard for me. So I have looked at like, you know, YouTube videos and things of that nature, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel frustrated, because I feel like their program was going to be structured to how the one was back home, and I'm really trying not to compare them, because I know I'm somewhere different. I can't expect the same thing here that I would have received there, but it's almost like I was just thrown out there in a way. Now, my preceptor, she is with me the entire time, of course, but it's just, you know, being responsible for charting and doing all of this stuff right out the gate is intimidating. I worked hard for my license, and I just don't want to jeopardize it in any type of way. I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to feel to be made stupid or anything like that. But it's frustrating. Like, it really is. So like with my facility, they gave me like this huge binder of policies, procedures. We have to do a daily evaluation. So depending on what I did that day, my preceptor should write down certain things, areas I need to work on, and then they kind of grade you: poor, fair, good, and excellent. So far I've stayed in the fair column, which is expected as a new grad, but I just wish it was different. Like, where I'm from, there's a period to shadow the person, and they kind of like slowly push you out into your now they don't just like have you just sitting around just following a nurse as if you're in clinicals. It's not like that. But from the gate or from the jump, you're not responsible for so many things, and I feel like I am. Like, one thing that kind of discouraged me while we were doing the C-sections, so I had watched her prep a mom. So the Dura prep, this is a certain way you have to go from hip to hip and go up and not go back over the incision site. I've never seen that done. I have not been trained on that. So seeing her do it, and then the next time she's like, okay, you do it. The doctor's standing there looking at me like I have the CRNA, everybody. And then, you know, I'm not shy in that sense, but I just felt like I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm being put on the spot. So that was hard. So I did the prep, and then the doctor, she was very nice though. She was like, you know, you did a really good job, but I'm just gonna have her and my preceptor go back over it because I just want to be sure that this mom doesn't get a surgical site infection. So then I see the look on the mom's face, and then she was looking at me crazy because you know that you're new, but the patient doesn't know that you're new. So just in things like that, it's frustrating to me because I'm like, if I was a patient, like if I'm laying here getting prepped for a C-section, this person, you know, I don't know what they're doing, but I feel like they know what they're doing. And then to hear the doctor say like, oh, well, you didn't do it right, I'm going to have them do it to prevent an infection. That loses confidence in your nurse. At you being the patient, you no longer have confidence in this person. So that was a bit frustrating. And it's just like, it is so fast paced, y'all. Like, yeah, it's a lot. Like, I remember one of my instructors throughout nursing school saying that she absolutely loved her job the first 6 months. First 6 months, never had a bad day, never got up feeling like she didn't want to do it anymore until after the 6 month mark. And then that's when she kind of felt like, but then she, you know, got it, her mind right, got back into it. And it's just concerning me that I'm feeling this way already, and it's only been 2.5 weeks, but I just feel like it's only because it's just so fast paced. And I don't mind. First of all, I want to be busy all day just because I want time to move. I don't want time to just sit down and, you know, just be chilling, because this isn't that type of specialty, so I get that. But I just wish that the training would be slowed down. I really wish that there was opportunities to really like go in depth of things, so that way I can understand why I'm doing things and what I'm doing things for. Because, you know, when you're talking to these doctors and they ask you certain things, you don't want to look like an idiot. Or if they ask you like, well, why did you do that? Or why are you doing something? You don't want to be like, well, I don't know. That's just what I've been told. And that's the way I feel right now. And I don't like that feeling. It's a lot mentally and emotionally. Like, I'm really just, even now, just talking about it, I'm really just trying not to cry because I'm that frustrated. Like, it's just not what I expected. And it's nothing to the hospital, nothing to the unit, nothing to my preceptor, because she's amazing. She knows her stuff. Like, if something were to go wrong, the women on that floor, they are more than capable and more than qualified to handle any type of emergency. But I just feel like as a new person, a new graduate coming in, that training would be a little bit more structured and in depth, so that way I can get to where they are. Yeah, I just feel like I really honestly feel like I don't know what to do. I did speak with my preceptor when I worked this past Sunday. I did just say, you know, is there going to be any time to shadow? And I feel like she got a big concern when I said that, because, you know, like right now it's been like 2.5 weeks, and she was like, well, no, they don't do that here. And then I was just letting her know my concerns. I'm like, because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't. Like, yes, I can take vitals. Yes, I can put on a monitor, you know, collect urine samples. I can start a Foley. I can do an IV. But it's so many other pieces to that. Okay, I'm back. So I had heard like this weird sound at the door. I thought somebody was like trying to break in here. You know, when you at home by yourself, you hear every like creak. So, but it was the people across the hall. But yeah, so we did a FFN, which is a fetal fibronectin, and I had never done that, never even heard of it before. So I can say like I am learning things. I have learned a lot over this past 2.5 weeks. So don't get me wrong in that sense. Like, I do feel like eventually I would get there, but right out the gate, it's just frustrating because I feel like I said before, I just felt like the training would be a little bit more differently. Like, there is an opportunity to do like skills training, and I don't like that. Like with the C-section, like just something as simple as prepping the belly, like that's a easy task. But if you've never done it, it's a certain way you have to hold the wand, and you know, you can't go back over things. I just wish it was opportunity for me to go in and practice before I do it again on a patient, because so I'm off today. Tomorrow I have to go back in, and we're still assigned to C-sections this week, and I know that that's something I'm going to have to do tomorrow. And it's just, it gives me anxiety because, you know, the first time I told you guys when I did it, it wasn't done correctly, so she had to redo it. So now tomorrow I know that I'm going to have to do it again, and then I'm just like, well, what if I don't do it right again? And something that small, I don't want to keep, you know, not getting wrong, because I know everything takes time. I have to be patient with myself as well. And, you know, I don't know hardly anything right now. I'm, you know, a new graduate nurse. It's going to take time to get there, but I just wish that it was opportunities to practice things that you need help with. And they don't have that because I asked. So before you be like, well, did you ask? Yes, I asked her, because after that I was just like, man, like I can do like harder things, and this seems so easy to just prep the skin. And I, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just like, it is a lot. I just don't want to get to the point to where I don't like going to work. I think that's like what I'm afraid of, because as long as I'm okay to go in, then, you know, teach me what I need to know. I'm not the type of person, like I said in the last video, I don't know it all. I'm not one of those people like, oh, I got this, or you can just show me one time and I'm gonna do it. Some things, yes, but specific things like, you know, making sure the surgical site is correctly prepped for a C-section, that's something I want to thoroughly go over, because I want to be good at it. And yes, it's very quick, but you can't re-go over stuff. And then like with me, I'm kind of short. So the lady I had, she was a larger lady. So I'm standing on the stool and I'm reaching over to try to get from hip to hip. I couldn't see the other side. Like it was just frustrating. Okay, so so then we also have like class days, I'm guessing. So our first actual graduate residency class day was supposed to have been last Friday, but the lady was out that does the class. So what we did was we followed the sterile techs the first half of the morning, and then the second half of the morning we followed the CRNAs just to see what they do. Now that is one thing I can say that I like about how they have that scheduled out, because I feel like if you understand everybody's piece in it, that kind of brings things together a little bit more clearly. At least for me it did, because the first day, like, I'm programming the suction machine and the Bovie and all of that, and I'm just like, okay, I never heard of this stuff, I'm just doing what I'm told. But actually having the opportunity to sit with the tech and have her go over the machine and show me where like which suction control went to which canister and things of that sort, it made sense. It's like, okay, I've been doing it, but I don't understand even the machine. So just like having just the time to talk things through and feel like I'm understanding what I'm doing definitely helps. And I think that's just like what I'm trying to convey through the video, is that I just want to understand what I'm doing. I want to be able to confidently do a skill and not feel like an idiot, or just like, oh, well, you know how to do that, you've been doing that. But still in my mind, I want to be able to say, yes, I've been doing this is why I'm doing that, and I know why. I'm just praying that I get there. I am like I'm actually looking forward to see like how this process is going to go, and how far and how strong I grow as a person and also as a nurse, just because, you know, this is what I want to do. This is what I've worked hard for. And it gives me pride. Like when I get up in the morning, I put my uniform on, I put that badge on with them letters on it. Like, I feel like I'm somebody. Like, I am somebody. I worked for this. It's just frustrating right now, and I get that. But I just really wish that I would have took the opportunity to ask more questions during the interview process. That's why I'm saying, like, with you new grads that's coming in, if you have, even if you already accepted a job and you haven't started yet, definitely ask them, what is it going to be like. So like my unit, we have 4 travel nurses. One of the nurses, the second day I was there, she was showing me where the bathroom was, and we just kind of chatted a bit, and she was like, well, how are you liking it? And I was just like, it's a lot. Now with me, I don't gossip with people at work, especially like first or not, because I don't trust anybody right now. And I'm sure, they probably feel the same way about me. They don't know me. I don't know them. So I don't feel comfortable opening up like that to them, just because I don't want it to be like, oh, the new girl was complaining, or she was saying that she's not getting the training. I don't want to be involved with that, because it just doesn't look good. Like, don't be gossiping. But she was just letting me know her experience, and from what I've gathered, she felt the exact same way, like coming into that unit. And she's been a nurse for about 7 years. I think she's been doing L&D for 6 years. I think she did med surg 1 year, and then it's just been L&D. And then she talked about this unit in particular being a difficult unit. And in her words, she said the same thing, that this particular unit was sink or swim, and that the personalities were different than what she's used to at the other hospitals that she's traveled to. So that kind of validated how I felt, and like solidified that I'm not crazy. I'm just like not overreacting. It really is this way. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep, trying my best. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to remain open-minded. I'm going to continue to allow myself to be teachable, because once you shut down, I feel like you miss out on those opportunities. So I'm really trying not to take a lot of things personal in how I'm made to feel sometimes, just because I don't want to build that guard up, like, oh, this person this or this person that, because then it's going to make it harder for me to actually enjoy my job and enjoy going to this facility on the days that I'm scheduled. But yeah, y'all, so it's been 2.5 weeks. I had 1 vaginal birth. Everything else has been C-sections, because that's what I'm assigned to do for these 3 weeks. So I have 9 births. I'm trying to think, boy, girl. I have it in my phone, though. I said I was going to keep track of like how many girls and boys throughout my nursing career, but I think I'm at 9. I believe it's 6 boys and 3 girls at this moment. So, just seeing like that, and then just like adding it to my little tally chart, that makes me feel good too, just because it's like, oh, I really wanted to do this, and now I'm really doing it. Like, I'm still excited about it. I'm not at the point to where I'm just like dreading going in. It's not like that, but it is definitely hard. It's hard because, again, in nursing school, you don't go in depth with OB. So just learning the different tests, the different positionings, and especially the fetal heart tracings. I feel like once I really grasp that, now I understand like the basics. I know how to get the baseline heart rate, and I know what an accel is, a decel, a variable, all of those things. I feel like I'm good on that, but when it comes to the contractions, I feel like that's where I have the issue at. I understand the frequency and the duration, but it's just seeing what somebody else sees. I can tell like a true contraction, like clear as day, kind of like textbook, something you'll be tested over in school. Yes, but it's different for every woman. And then you may say, oh, that looks like a contraction, but it be artifact. So that's what I'm having the issue with. And I feel like once I get that down, I would feel a little bit more confident in my skill and my ability to chart those things. But yeah, y'all, I'm just like, I'm hanging on. I'm hanging in there because, I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this get the best of me. I'm going to just, continue to do what I've been doing. Now, I've received good feedback from my preceptors, so that's reassuring as well. Overall, I'm mentally drained, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep just doing what I got to do. I'm really just trying to think of like, what else can I tell you guys? I mean, it's exciting too, though. Like, I don't want to just like be on here like complaining about everything. It's exciting, like being a part of bringing new life in. Like, you know, you see the look on the parents' faces, and then we've had a couple of brand new parents, so just like seeing them for the first time, and then the dads are like scared to touch the baby. It's so cute. Like, it's just like a surreal moment, like being one of the people that helps bring new life into the world. Like, I really feel like I have a purpose. I really feel like I'm doing something important, and that makes me feel good too. And you know, just been an advocate for the patient. I've been able to connect with the moms, and they feel comfortable with me, and you know, just talking with them, getting to know them, and just try to make the laboring process as comfortable as I can. Just, you know, just having that bond with my patients and being able to talk and laugh and joke, that does make me it just makes me just, you know, kind of pull back a little bit and be like, this is why you're doing it. Like, you want to be an advocate for these women, you want to get to know these women, and just like, you know, be there to support them while they give birth to their child. It's just like, it's just the small things. And I don't know if I'm overreacting. I know what I'm feeling is probably normal at this point. I know everybody who started out in nursing, no matter what specialty you're in, you probably started out rough. And I get that. I'm just sharing my experience. And I just want to look back on this even like 2-3 months from now and be like, dang, like you was really going through it, but now you got it. You good. You like it. You love it. That's just where I want to be. I think that's pretty much it for the video. I just wanted to do like a quick update just to let you guys know how I'm doing. I'm hanging in there. It is rough. It has not been easy, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to keep giving it my all. I'm going to keep learning, and I'm going to keep progressing. Yeah, I'm just praying that this week will be, I'm trying to sit down. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm just praying that this week will be a better week for me, and that when I go into the C-section tomorrow, that I'm able to just like do my prep correct. That's one. And then to just also just remember all of the small things in between. Like, while the doctor is working to get the baby out, there are certain things that we're responsible for: paperwork, getting the syringe ready for the cord blood, things of that sort. Just like, just remembering my steps and just still progressing. That's just my thing. I just want to just continue to progress, and then to continue to build on the knowledge that I have gained throughout these 2.5 weeks. Continue to hang in there. I will continue to check in with you guys. The next video will probably be a week from now, just so I can give you all an update, let you know how it's going. I believe this will be my last week on C-sections, and then next week I'm going to be starting postpartum, actually. So they have us rotate throughout the entire unit. That way we can kind of get a feel for everything in case we have to cover. But my particular role that I was hired on for was for laboring only. So, and I think I do that like the last 3 weeks of the 12-week training. So yes, I'm really hoping I like that, because yeah. Well, guys, thanks for chatting with me. Thanks for staying tuned. Again, if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You definitely don't want to miss the next update. And I'm just happy to bring you guys along with me. Definitely leave me some encouraging words down below. If you are an experienced nurse, and you started out kind of like this, like kind of, you know, just feeling a little bit lost, definitely let me know anything that you did to kind of help you, or just, you know, just leave me some encouraging words below. And I will see you all in the next video.